Hello everybody, today's video is brought to you by the most persistent brand partner we've ever worked with, Wash and Go. When I think back to the first phone call I had with Mr. Wash and Go, I even said, why are you so persistent in getting me involved as an ambassador for Wash and Go? Do you know what they said? They said, because you embody everything our brand's about. And I thought, you're with it. You know what you're on about it. You're a brand about the town. Because when I think about Wash and Go, I think 2 in 1. And when I think about myself, which isn't very often, but when I do think about it, I think, yes, 2 in 1. Presenter, international sex symbol. I also find that Wash and Go is extremely fast and efficient as a brand to use. And, well, that's me as well. Just ask Mrs. Goldbridge. You know, there's nothing I can't do too quickly. And on top of that, when I think about Twitter, I think, well, effectively, in a very watered-down version, most people are replying to me saying WashAndGoBridge. So when I think about it, it really is a no-brainer. Mark Goldbridge, Wash and Go. A match like no other. Enjoy the clip. Okay, so the half-time chat is going to be, is Gareth Southgate the best manager in the world based on that half of football? But no, seriously, a very good half from England. I expected Albania to give us a better game than that. They've come, they actually haven't had a bad tournament in the qualifications. They've been, I think they're in third or maybe fourth. I think they're in third. But they're one of the worst teams we've played. They've been absolutely terrible. Tarkowski is levels above Harry Maguire. He'd already have a hat-trick by now and wouldn't be a softie, says Sean Dykes. I should have done it in that voice. Perfect hat-trick, left foot, right foot header, says Thomas. Well, the second and third goals were good from Kane. The first one was easy, but it was with his head. But how many goals is Harry Kane off the record then now? Because it's interesting, isn't it? That England's goal-scoring record was Sir Bobby Charlton's for decades. And now Rooney's took it, and I don't think it's going to last a decade, is it? It's going to get taken by Harry Kane. But Andrew says Harry Kane has been a disgrace for downing tools on Spurs. Yeah, look, look, I'm not a Spurs fan, so I don't know what people feel about it. And I'm sure Nuno's looking on at it quite pissed off. But there is no doubt that Harry Kane this season has been nowhere near that Harry Kane. And I would imagine, Nuno had a terrible job. He did a terrible job. They never should have appointed him at Spurs anyway. But he came into the job probably expecting them to sell Kane and then buy his own replacements. He ended up stuck with Kane, who wasn't very happy, who he couldn't really drop. It was a bit of a, they never should have appointed Nuno anyway. It was a very difficult situation to manage. I think with Nuno sacked, Conte probably comes in before he takes the job and says to Kane, look, more than happy for you to go, but I'm expecting to come in and win things. You're not going anywhere until the summer. This is how it's going to be, and I want you to work hard. And suddenly Harry Kane looks like he's in a better position mentally. Because I tell you what, I've seen Kane play 3 or 4 times this season. Nothing like Harry Kane, and especially against United, he was an embarrassment. So he looks better. Mark, I've watched and supported United for almost 15 years. Not going to watch another game with Ollie in charge, says Druv. Hopefully, can say the same for the Glazers. And half-time chat: who is the better player, prime Harry Kane versus prime Wayne Rooney? Harris. There is no comparison. Wayne Rooney for me was on the verge of being a player that we talk about as one of the best of the last 20 years in the world. I think he had to alter his game. And become less selfish. When you could have built a team around Rooney, we built a team around Ronaldo, really. But Wayne Rooney was a fantastic player, and I would put Rooney ahead of Kane by a very, very long way. I think Harry Kane's one of the best strikers in the world, no doubt about it. But Wayne Rooney was just a generational talent, actually. Yeah. Liverpool-Arsenal predictions. Look, I think next week's going to be very interesting in the Premier League, of course. I'm looking forward to watching that game. I think United are playing Watford at 3 o'clock. So I'll have to do the watch-along match reaction and then jump straight on here for Liverpool-Arsenal because I'm looking forward to that one. Rooney just didn't stay at his peak for long enough, says Impale. Rooney was a much more well-rounded player, says Hydri. Aguero was better. It's sad. I've heard about Aguero. Apparently he might not play again. Which is very, very sad, if true. Kane is good for England, but he is bad for Tottenham, says Luis. Well, he is at the moment, but he hasn't been bad for Tottenham. He's been bloody very, very good. Bloody very good, to be fair. But 5-0 to England at half-time here. And to be fair to Southgate and Maguire and Kane and You know, three people who've had a lot of critics today. They've all delivered. It's been the evening of the comebacks, really, because they've been very, very good. I wonder if Roy Keane will say anything about Harry Kane, about Harry Maguire's celebration. Probably not. Prime Rooney was light years from later Rooney. Legendary at his peaks as Lynn Hall. And shame for Aguero if that's true. Says Hydri. Karen says it could be something to do with the vaccine. Sterling has to score now, says Mate. And Southgate's better than Ollie. Keane Johnson says, I'm up for adoption if you're interested. I'm not laughing at you, really, if you are up for adoption. It was like a nervous laugh. Mark, I think you just hating on Ollie Howe because no one in the United fan base would take Nuno. He's worse than Ollie, says Marketing James. No, I don't want Nuno anywhere near Manchester United. Can I just say that? But as bad as I think Nuno is, he's way better than Ollie as a coach. 100%. He actually has, you know, if you look at that Wolves team when it did well, he is a good coach. But he's just a defensive coach, which is like Ollie, who can't do that. I've got a pimple on my corner, by the way. To do that, make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And remember, tomorrow it is our all-day charity stream. We'll be starting just before midday and going beyond midnight as we try to raise £20,000. Now, I've dropped the link in the chat already. If anybody tonight wants to start and get their donations in, it's for the Marie Curie Centre, which deals with people with terminal illness. Obviously, a lot of that will be cancer. Yeah, it's a really, really important cause. So please do get involved in it. And we'll be streaming on this channel. It won't be United Stand or Twitch. It's going to be on this channel tomorrow all day. We will be watching the Wales and internationals on the evening. I'll be doing a bit of FIFA as well. Got lots of things planned, so make sure you tune in as long as you can do tomorrow on this channel. So please subscribe, bottom right corner. Jonathan Williams says it's going to be bang tomorrow. Hopefully a lot of you will tune in as well. How do you rate Henderson in the first half, says Lee? I thought it was absolutely incredible, Lee. Absolutely fantastic. I think Henderson could have played, should have played in the Euros, and I would have played Rice and Henderson, because Henderson's more progressive than Rice and Phillips. And I mean, Rice and Phillips is obviously Southgate's go-to too, but I think Henderson is better than both of them. I think he's playing for Liverpool. He's a winner. He's a captain, and he's shown there what he can do. He can break from the midfield. He can create and score goals. So I think Henderson's played really well. And again, unfortunately, he's another Liverpool player that I begrudgingly respect, like Salah. Thoughts on tea without milk, says Exa. Never really tried it. Hendo is quality.